Hey, it's Christina with Tinagirl Travels and my husband Keith. We're on our way home from Prince George. We're about an hour out on the Yellowhead Highway and we've just stopped at the ancient forest. Let's go check it out.
Let's have a quick look on Google Maps of the area I'm talking about. All right, here you can see British Columbia, and down here is Vancouver, Kelowna, Calgary, Edmonton, and right over here as we scroll in close is Prince George. So normally we come up this way when we visit Prince George and we go back that way as well. This time we took Highway 16. So about an hour away from Prince George along Highway 16, that's where you're going to find the ancient forest. Let's check it out. This is what the highway has looked like all the way from Prince George. It's an easy drive, but keep your eyes open for wildlife like moose, bears, and deer. They like to cross the highway and they are no match for you and your vehicle. Here's the turnoff. We're turning right into the park. And as you can see, the road turns into a gravel road. And as we come up here, we're going to turn to the left and you'll be able to see the parking lot. There are two levels of parking. Whether you're in a car, truck, RV, or transport truck, you should have no problem finding parking here. There are pit toilets near the parking lot. There's also a covered picnic area. And as we pan around, I just want to point out this little sign. It talks about bears in the area. Bears do pass through. Don't worry about them. Just leave them alone. There's also potential tripping hazards, rocks, roots, and slippery sections, especially if it's raining. More toilets up at the top here. And as we turn around, you can see the Universal Boardwalk, which is a really cool boardwalk because it's fully accessible. So if you're in a wheelchair or a walker or something like that, you can easily access this area and be able to enjoy the ancient forest. There's one of the gigantic cedar trees there. Throughout the park, you're going to notice that they'll be posting maps. As we look at the map, you'll notice we come in on the Universal Boardwalk at the bottom, and then we'll be taking the green trail, which is the Waterfall loop, and then onto the yellow trail, which is the big tree loop. So we've moved on to the green trail here. And as you can see, it's a little bit different. You're still off the forest floor, which is wonderful. It makes it so easy to hike. You are hiking uphill for most of the way, like at the beginning of the trail, but you'll be able to stop and listen to beautiful sounds like this. Now we're at the section at the top of the trail that leads to the waterfalls. It takes about 10 minutes to walk to them. It's on an upward incline, but there are places to stop and take a break. You don't need to be in fabulous shape to do this hike. Just take your time and enjoy it. We've reached the waterfall. We're here in August, so the waterfall isn't huge, but it's still so beautiful. This next part I'm going to show you is probably the trickiest part of the hike altogether, and even that isn't too bad. So as you can see, there's a set of rock stairs going up here. There's Keith walking up it with his hands in his pockets, so you can see it isn't that tricky. Of course, I've got all my filming gear and I've got to tuck underneath everything here, but it's pretty easy. So, you know, use the handrails and use your common sense and up you go. Now, one thing I wanted to mention about those walkways that you see straight ahead of us is that they're actually covered in like sort of an asphalt shingle. So something that you'd have on your roof. And yeah, it makes it really easy and not slippery at all. Be sure to bring your phone or your camera or your GoPro. There are some really fun photo opportunities all along the way. Some that you'll find and some that the park will point out for you. I love this one coming up. Look up at the Cedar Circle in the sky. And it's very cool. This is more of a close-up picture and this is from far away. Such a gorgeous shot. Now we're going to head over to the big tree. This giant cedar is possibly 1,000 years old or even older. It has survived droughts, insect outbreaks, wind,
ice storms, fire, and lightning strikes. As we walk around the tree, you'll notice the snow fencing around it. It's been put in place just to keep people off the root system. Be sure to stay on the pathways here in the park. A lot of effort, time, and money has been spent to preserve the beauty of this park. What do you think, Keith?
That's a big tree.
Yeah. This is a beautiful stop along the highway.
This is a great detour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally worth stopping here. It's just like massive. Look at that. It's so hard to capture it on film, but it is beautiful. And it's thought to be 1,000 to maybe 2,000 years old. It says it's 16 feet in diameter, but okay, honestly, it feels like it is far bigger than that. Let me just get around this tree here so you can see it from the other side here. Like, it is enormous. It's enormous. This park is very unique. It's an inland temperate rainforest. BC has 2 temperate rainforests, one on the coast and one in the interior, which is this one. Rainforests must stay wet all year, including July and August. This rainforest is the only temperate rainforest in the world, growing over 400 kilometers from the ocean. It's the only rainforest in the world that draws a major portion of its moisture from snow. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our video of the ancient forest, just about an hour outside of Prince George. It took us just over an hour to do actually all the walking trails here, and it was absolutely a lovely break. As you can hear, we're back by the highway and we're ready to get on the road again. We'll see you next time on Tinagirl Travels.